When I travel, I often CCW on body and off body depending on the scenario. And I off body carry in large size slings, but I like to mix it up, especially if I'm going to the same place more than one day in a row. And I will oftentimes use a fanny or a waist pack. And I was just at a very large cheerleading event in Galveston, Texas, where a waist pack was essential. Here are some of the most popular CCW waist packs. We're going to talk about all three of them, which one might be best for you. Waist pack was essential for me being able to mix it up, and I'm going to talk about which might work best for you. Now, of course, I went to an event where appendix carry CCW didn't make sense the entire time I was there because I was carrying my child a ton. I have my 2-year-old who a lot of times the way she rides near my 1 o'clock, which is where I normally appendix carry. So she's literally almost always on my hip when in those type of events. So a fanny pack or a waist pack makes sense because then I can move the weapon to directly centered to my body, and it's not being hit by my dad bod, all that type of stuff. So that's why I like to use them. And also there are scenarios where I'm wearing type of garments that can't accommodate the holster I use for appendix carry, whether they're like shorts, like swim trunks, or where, if we're going to the beach or whatever, I can't appendix carry in some swim trunks because there's a high likelihood I'm jumping in the ocean. So I don't want to jack anything up like that. So some of the ones that are most popular on the market, these are the top three that I've used. Now there are other options, stuff from like Data Crew, from CT Tactical, from 945 Industries. A lot of different options, but I wanted something that has a long reputation of producing these type of bags. So they're in Gen 2 at least of the bag series, good warranty and easily replaceable. So if I lose one of these or if the strap were to break or something like that, I can get it warranty by eBay stock or just buy another one. And some of those other brands can't do that. So my number one and the most popular, and these are in no particular order for me, I'll let you know which one I used when I was on my most recent trip. But the first one we're talking about is the eBay stock, the Bando bag. The Bando bag comes in a Bando bag, which is this one right here, normal size. And then you have the Bando bag XL, which I've actually never CCW. I've never off body carried with the Bando bag XL, but I know a lot of people like it because it can carry more stuff. You got, more gum and iPads and watches and sunglasses and all the other type of stuff. This might be good for you. I don't even have this fitted for my body to even try to see how it will work, but some folks like that. But the Bando bag is a very, very popular item when it comes to waist packs, fanny packs for CCW. The dimensions of the bag itself are 9.25 inches. It's 5.25 inches in height and about 3 inches in depth when it's completely empty. The XL is a little bit bigger, a little bit over 10 inches and 6 inches in height, same amount of depth. The waistband is only expandable up to 44 inches. Now that is not favorable to those that have really big dad bods. Like I only need mine to be expanded to 36 inches. But if you were to be wearing a large jacket or wearing a lot of garments of clothes, then you might get close to 44 inches very, very fast in this bag. So this waist strap might be something that doesn't work for you. It also only snaps on the left side. So if you're wearing something on the left side, or for some reason you don't want this to snap on the left side, you may not like that. It doesn't really matter for me. But if you're left-handed, maybe you're always grabbing something out of your left pocket, this buckle could feel like it's in your way. Very well done cord keep though. There's no extra cord. It's laying all around or in your way. It's kind of all nice and neat. It does feature a large back pocket, which is the CCW pocket itself. And these bags all include a little loop or a little holder for your weapon. Even if you haven't purchased an a off-body holster yet, or a hook and loop holster, if you don't own that type of stuff, then it does have the ability for you to at least have something at the go. It does have little mag retainers and little retainers here to kind of keep, once you buy a holster, you can actually use this loop here and clip this to your holster, which makes it even easier to yank the weapon out once you have this thing completely retained. Or you can use this to latch your magazines in there if you want to run magazines in here as well. So it's the same on both sides. So this can carry a full-size weapon if you want to put a 1911 or something like that in here, subcompact. It does it very, very easily. So right now I'm rocking a 380. This is a Smith & Wesson bodyguard, fits in here very easily. So you see all the actual loop panels on the back. This side is slick. So if you have a double-sided holster with the hook, it won't grab this side and move all over the place. Might be beneficial for you, or you might want to be able to carry something on this side of the CCW compartment. You can't do that with this bag. If you wanted to put extra accessories here, this is almost completely wasted space. So that's something that you have to think about. And one thing about this complaint I had about the bando is every single zipper on the bando is exactly the same. So if you're trying to grab the correct CCW compartment and rip it open, if you need to actually use your weapon, it's going to take a lot of muscle memory. You may even have to look down at the bag to do that, and that may not be beneficial in an emergency situation. The only big benefit is if you're right-handed, you can keep the pull tabs on the left and then use those to yank open the bag. If you are left-handed, then you're going to naturally want to keep the pull tabs on the right. And when you do that, you could accidentally pull the next compartment, which is the main portion where you put your EDC items, because you have the CCW zippers here. So you have to really think about how you're going to position your zippers if you're left-handed. This might not be a bag for you. Getting inside of here, you can see inside of there, it's not a full clamshell opening. It's kind of a peak pouch. So you can get in there and see whatever you might want to put inside this zipper area. You can put stuff back here. You also have two slip pockets in front of that zip area. You want to put magazines, wallets, chapstick, keys, whatever. This pouch does have plenty of room in here, and it also has a place in here if you want to retain like a tourniquet or something like that. This nicely fits in this area. You don't have to use it for that. You can use it for wherever you want. But they have that specifically designed to fit a tourniquet. And then in the very front, you just have a nice dump area you can put inside in here, whatever you want. So the bando pouch, very, very accessible, very affordable, comes in multiple colorways, multiple colors, starts at $59 for the regular bando. The XL is $69. The XL is basically outfitted the same way. So you can see inside the XL, just like you can see inside of the regular. It just gives you that much more room. If that's what you want, then you might want to go with the XL. I just thought it was a little bit too big for a waist pack for me. It screamed dad. Okay, obviously I am a dad and I'm carrying it for that reason, but whatevs. Next is the Vertex Sock P. They've had multiple generations of the Sock P. And the thing about this bag is it has a lot of features in it, which makes it very interesting, but sometimes it almost can feel a little bit too tactical. I love multicam black. Love it a lot. Makes me feel good inside. But this bag screams tactical, and the multicam black, it like hammers it home. So, even if you were to get this thing in dark earth, or if you were to get it in green, it still has offsetting colors, which makes it feel very, very tactical. So people around you will still wonder, are you just prior military, your current law enforcement, or you're carrying a weapon? That's the vibe you get from this bag. No matter how you try to outfit it, it doesn't really scream, I'm carrying peppermints and lip balm in this bag for my kids. It does kind of scream, I'm prepared for something. All right, and I'll talk about that here in a second. So the bag itself, it does feature very comfortable side panels here, which actually, while wearing this for a long amount of time, this padding, it's like very, very subtle padding, does give you a lot of relief when wearing this for a very long time. You're wearing this for 8, 9, 10 hours. This what makes the bag extremely comfortable. There is a little dump area back here if you want to put a phone back here or whatever. It is a slip pocket though, so keep that in mind. You can also run a larger item back here if you wanted to, for whatever reason. So accessible different ways. And at the end of the day, if you really want to, you can tuck all this cordage out your way. Okay, so you can't remove the straps. But one advantage it does have with the bando is that if I wanted to, which I'm not going to do it on this other side, you can tuck all this additional cordage or waist pack into it itself, and it becomes like a pouch, damn near. So that might be beneficial for you. a little secret pocket right here. You can put an air tag or some quarters or a couple of dollars or whatever to quickly give to your kiddos. So that's a nice little feature that they have, and that's the same on both sides. You can kind of see where it gets a little sloppy though. So the cord keep system, it does keep your cord from being all over the place, but it is a little old school. You know, once you find the way you want this thing adjusted, you need to like either roll it up like I did here, and it will look like that, or you can leave it long and bring the strap like that. But nonetheless, you know, it's not the most aesthetically pleasing when it comes to the cord keep system. And I'll put all three of these bags on here for you at the end. But that's just what it is. So once you have your weapon inside, it doesn't really stand up the easiest. So it is kind of a little bit heavy, but just like the Bando doesn't really stand up well as either. The CCW compartment is in the very back, and it does have some advantages over the eBay stock bags, which we'll talk about now. Is first off, it comes with an option to use the ready access zipper pull tab. Now, when Vertex sent this to me, they sent me one of these. So I don't know if you buy one of these, if you get it organically. Someone can comment down below and let me know. Just for disclosure, these companies sent me all these bags. No one's paying me to make this video. I'm just telling you my experience from using these, of which one that I like. So when you put this on, you can put this on any zipper pull tab that you want to. So I have it currently on this zipper pull. If I wanted to, I could move it to this zipper pull. I could move it to the phone pouch in the front. You can run it wherever the hell you want. But the purpose of this, so that when you're wearing this, you will quickly rip it open because you feel that this is the main CCW compartment, and then you have access to your weapon. Once you have access to your weapon, you can leave, is depending on how you actually rock the zippers. So if you keep them kind of up here near the 11 o'clock, when you go to open this up, you can actually still pour your weapon out very easily while this is on your body. So it just depends on how you want to do it. This one has a pretty big, decent opening. And you can see here, this is where you have the CCW compartment. It has all the actual, the loop panel on the back, and it has it on the front, so you can wear this on either side. It also has a compartment in the very back. So if you want to buy the compatible Premier body armor for this kit, you can, and you would run that in the very back. If you're not buying that, I guess you could store some stuff back there if you really wanted to. But Premier body armor sells armored specifically for this waist pack. On the other side, unlike the other bags, this one includes kind of like their modular system where you can throw additional items in here, gum, whatever, and you can move this from pack to pack, bag to bag, or you can keep this with this bag. So this is something that's just included. This also includes additional pulls and zippers, which makes it a little bit easier for you to get inside this pack. Whereas if you wanted to, you can leave these. Same thing here. You can use this to retain any magazine pouches or holsters that you have inside to keep those from coming out. If you're pulling stuff out, you can use those to loop together to keep those items from pulling the actual holster out as well. So this does not include a holster, even though eBay Stock's holster is not the greatest. It's just a little loop. It's something. This one, you have to buy either their the Tactigami accessories for their holsters, or you need to buy a third-party holster. So it does not include that. But the CCW compartment does contain something which I really like, which is a lockable area right here. And that lockable area does allow for you to run a TSA lock. So if you have a small TSA lock or weapons lock or whatever, you can run this back here. And then what you can do is you can now lock the CCW compartment area. Why would you want to do that? If you're going to take this off and say, for instance, I want to hand this entire bag, I want to tuck the straps inside, I'm going to hand this or put this entire bag inside of another bag and hand it to my mother-in-law who has no weapons training. I don't want her to open this zipper at all. I don't want my weapon flopping out. I don't want her grabbing it by mistake. I don't want any of those things happening. So for some reason, I need to take this bag off of my body, like I may do at a beach or something like that, and my mother-in-law or someone that does not have training is going to be retaining the bag for me. It's nice to be able to lock that compartment and it's an indicator you don't want them going inside of there, even absent-mindedly. A thief is going to be a thief. Okay, so if somebody really wants to get in there, they're going to cut their way inside. Although material, so it's going to be more difficult to get through. At the end of the day, they still can. All these are made with premium materials, whether nylon or Cordura, ripstop, whatever, YKK zippers. Those are all kind of like goes without being said when it comes to these bags, just as a side note. In front of that, you do have the main compartment where you would store your EDC items. So in here, you do have a large zippered area. Inside of the zippered area is just a large dump. There is no pockets inside for organization, which is fine. And you have 2 slip pockets in the very back, but both slip pockets do have a little bit of loop panel to keep it closed. So that's nice to keep anything inside from rattling out, less likely for it to fall out. This has a key retainer system inside of it, and then a large dump area in the very front. Then in the very front of the bag itself, it includes a phone holder area where you can peek and actually see your phone once it's inside. So if I stick my Pixel 9 Pro XL in here, which I think might be too big, let's see. There we go. So Pixel 9 Pro XL in here. If I want to, I can peek the phone, see what time it is or whatever. So it's water resistant. Or if I really want to, I can open this up and completely take it out. But another unique feature about this, it also has a peek feature at the very bottom. What you can do is you can remove this Velcro and you can pull this completely down. So if I were to put my phone in the other direction, I can now use this as land nav. So if I'm walking through a city or downtown area, whatever, I can look down. I mean, I'm gonna look like a dork, but you can look down at your phone while it's on your waist and navigate an area. That might make you feel more comfortable because you do make yourself a target walking around tourist areas or a regular city with your phone up like zombie mode. People obviously know you don't know where the hell you're going or you're on social media. If you're just peeking down at your phone every few blocks or whatever, it's less likely you make yourself a target, and it's less likely someone snatches your phone out your hand because it's inside of a bag. Now, a thief, it will be a thief. I'm just kind of letting you know why that might be beneficial for you. You also can just throw a very small map in there if you wanted to use that as well. It has a retainer loop in there, so you can put that around your phone as another way to keep it secure. And then if you want to, you can throw something in this space that might be useful for you. So maybe a pair of gloves or whatever the case may be. So actually a pretty well-made design when it comes to this bag. So I'm a big fan of it. Other than it's super tactical, if you're okay with that, this might be something for you. Next is Eberly Stock's newest release when it comes to their series. They call it the Fade series. This is called the Eberly Stock Fade Flex. Now, if this is the most expensive in this lineup, this is $104. And the Bando bags are the least. This one's the Goldilocks zone, coming in at $79 for MSRP. Oftentimes you can find it on sale. Sometimes I might even have discount codes on any of this stuff. So check the links down below for any of that type of stuff. This one has the most unique cord retention system. It still snaps on the left side. However, the cord itself, if you want to adjust it, there's a pocket in the very back where additional cordage is inside. This is the easiest bag to make bigger and smaller. And this one can go up to 52 inches, I believe, when it comes to expanding out your waist. So if you're a bigger person, this one might be for you. So it might be the Vertex. So another thing I like about this one is that it does have, unlike the Bandos, its older siblings, it does have a distinction pull when it comes to the pull tabs. So all the other zipper pulls are different than the actual main zipper pull itself. And if you really want to, you can switch this onto another YKK zipper by just simply unlooping it from the zipper itself. You pull that open, it does expand a double area when it comes to carrying the weapon itself, which is a lot better than its Bando predecessor, because now you have an area here if you want to put additional accessories. Eberly Stock sells magazine holsters, molly holsters. They sell different pouches, all that type of stuff that you can put inside of here, or you can get a third-party accessory, or you can put the weapon over here, which I don't know why you would, but maybe you want to. Either side, it does kind of work for that. It can hold a full-size weapon. I've got a 1911 in here, so you can kind of see that. It won't hold it vertically, but if you had a subcompact, then you probably can move vertical and put magazines next to it, or you can run magazines on the other side. So lots of options for you. And this one does have the option to run armor from Premier Body Armor. So you can run Premier Body Armor in this one. Going into the main compartment here, unlike the Bando, this only has 2 areas versus the 3, which I think is fine. You do have another area, which is just all loop paneling. So if you have something with a hook back, you can accessorize this how you want to. I like this. There is a little bit of force organization on the other side, but I like that they give you a whole nother area to buy accessories, use accessories, and put them where you want versus being forced into organization that you may not want or need. Especially if you rock this bag a lot for your CCW, you may know exactly how you want it. 3 slip pockets for chapsticks or mags or multi-tools or whatever. Then you have a zipper pocket in the very front there, just in case. That's probably the most primary area for your phone. Or if you really want to, you can rock your phone in the very back where the zippered area goes. So this is how I find myself rocking it quite a bit. This area is actually designed for the XX cordage, but your phone can go back there as well. So like what they did here, there's no zipper pull on the very back. So it's kind of like you won't mistakenly pull that one at all. So there's not a big old zipper pull up there. And this one opens up more than the Bando bag. I think this is a very good adaptation when it comes to the bag itself. All right, here is the Bando bag worn. As mentioned, now that it's on the body, especially me, I have a little bit of a dad bod, right? So take this, and now these zippers with the CCW are almost not easily accessible to get to that weapon. Okay, so just something to think about when it comes to the Bando. I could adjust this downward or upward, but I will say after a few hours of wearing it, the straps do start to dig into your body a little bit, especially the more stuff that you put inside of this bag. The Vertex Sock P, this one is the most comfortable by far of all the bags. This padding on the side, it just feels really good. You have these little pockets, as I mentioned. You can put some stuff inside. This is just very, very comfortable. But I will say this rapid access pull tab, it just kind of screams something's in that bag, okay? So then you almost always reflexively want to tuck it away, but then it defeats the purpose of having a rapid access pull tab if you tuck it away. So I kind of do just leave it hanging over here. If I need to, then I would be able to open the pack like this and get to the weapon just like that. But just some food for thought. The rapid access pull tab does kind of bring attention to itself. You don't have to rock this if you don't want to, but it does make it easy to get inside the bag. As mentioned, this is what it would look like if you're looking at your phone. Okay, so it kind of looks like you're looking at your peen, getting ready to take a whiz, but it is what it is. It's actually very convenient. Most tactical of looking of all of them. In the waist, the strap is in the very back. This is not the easiest one to adjust while it's on your body. That's probably going to go to the next one, which is the Flex. The Flex is very comfortable as well, although you still feel that buckle here on the side of your body. This has a better location for the pull tab than the Bando. It's a little bit easier to get to, a little bit more discreet for that pull tab, and you can still get inside the bag very, very easily to grab your weapon. The thing I like about this is because the way this is situated, this is the only one of all of them that you can easily adjust the pack while you're wearing it by just pulling on this orange pull tab on the inside. It's super bright orange. You can see it, you can feel it. So that's how you would make it loose while you're wearing it. You can tighten it while you're wearing it. This is the easiest one to make adjustments with while actually wearing the pack itself. And it's probably like the Goldilocks zone. So you may be wondering, which one did I take with me for my most recent trip to the beach to Galveston Island, Texas? Well, for that trip, I did take the Eberly Stock Fade Flex. I just did a video review of this bag. I really wanted to take the Vertex Sock P because I love the locking feature for the main part. And I do hand my bag off to my sister-in-law, my mother-in-law, to either other cheerleader moms or whatever who don't have training in weapons, or they shouldn't be in my CCW compartment. But that bag is so tactical looking. Walking up and down the beach, walking on the beach, it screams that guy has something. Okay. And that's the only reason why I did lean towards the Fade Flex. If I had this in another color, I probably would take it on vacation more. But around the DFW Metroplex in my neck of the woods, yeah, I wear this all day. So I normally couple the actual Fade Flex with one of these two bags when I go on vacation, because these fit bigger items and these are also designed to CCW. I can easily take the holster out of that bag and put them in one of these bags. So stay tuned and get subscribed to learn more about some of my favorite CCW full-size slings here in the future. But comment down below, which one of these three bags would you go for? Would you go for the Flex? Would you go for the Bando? Or would you go for the Vertex Sock P? If this is your first time stopping by, hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you a part of the battalion. If this is not your first time stopping by, well, thank you once again for watching me run my grape. For everyone else, we'll speak soon.